All the attention that's been paid to the hereditary chiefs in northern BC and the rail blockades that have happened in support of them has elevated the discussion about Indigenous rights and title. Many people think it's about time. It has raised awareness, but it's also led to a backlash. Tonight, Heather Yourex-West looks at the surge in racism Indigenous Canadians are enduring.
Some of my earliest memories leaving the reserve has been are to do with racism and being treated differently.
Gabrielle Lindstrom says every Indigenous Canadian has come to experience racism many times in their lives. But the last few weeks have been particularly difficult, as the recent protests give those with racist beliefs a feeling of justification.
Sort of adds fuel to a fire that's been burning for hundreds of years.
On Friday, the tension came to a head in this central Alberta town. The high school was locked down after videos containing racial slurs began circulating online. Those monitoring social media channels say online racism towards Indigenous people has become rampant.
A lot of comments were like inciting violence. People had open profiles. They didn't seem to be worried about sort of like, what they were saying and who was looking at it. It was pretty awful.
On globalnews.ca and its Facebook pages, social media journalists have had to delete hundreds of racist comments since the blockades began. Canada's anti-hate network, which monitors the activity of far-right and extremist groups, has also seen an increase in posts targeting Indigenous activists.
It's a lot on Facebook, a lot on Twitter. It's been escalating since it began.
But it's not just online. This Indigenous hockey player says she was called a racial slur during a recent game in Calgary. For Gabrielle Lindstrom, it's a reminder that even in a time of reconciliation, racist views against Indigenous Canadians are still widely held, and it hurts.
It's the lack of action on the part of society to speak up against what is essentially violence, to speak up against it, and I think that's what hurts the most. It's just people watching.
Heather Yourex-West, Global News, Calgary.